AITA for confronting my best friend after he stole my identity. I, 28, had always considered my best friend Alex, 29, as a brother from another mother. We had been inseparable since high school, sharing countless memories, inside jokes, and dreams for the future. Our bond was unbreakable, or so I thought, until I discovered the shocking truth that would change everything. It all started when I received a letter in the mail from a credit card company I had never heard of. Confused, I opened it and was horrified to find a statement for a credit card in my name with thousands of dollars in charges that I had never made. My heart raced as I scanned through the transactions, realizing that someone had stolen my identity and racked up a considerable debt under my name. Furious and confused, I immediately called the credit card company to report the fraud. After hours of frustrating phone calls, I managed to freeze the account and start the process of disputing the charges. However, the real shock came when I requested more information about how the credit card was opened in the first place. The customer service representative hesitated for a moment before revealing that the credit card application had been submitted online using my personal information. As the pieces of the puzzle started to come together in my mind, I could feel the weight of betrayal settling in my chest like a heavy stone. Someone close to me had not only stolen my identity, but had also gone as far as applying for a credit card in my name. In a state of disbelief, I racked my brain trying to figure out who could have done such a thing. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks: Alex. My best friend who knew everything about me, from my social security number to my favorite childhood memories. How could he do this to me? I decided to confront Alex about the identity theft, knowing that our friendship would be forever changed by the outcome. As I drove to his apartment, my mind raced with a mix of anger, hurt, and confusion. How could he betray me like this? What had I done to deserve such deceit? When I arrived at Alex's place, he greeted me with a smile as if nothing was wrong. I tried to mask my emotions as I sat him down and calmly asked about the credit card in my name. At first, he feigned ignorance, claiming that he had no idea what I was talking about. But as I pressed him further, the truth slowly started to unravel. Alex finally admitted to stealing my identity, citing financial troubles and a moment of weakness as his excuse. He tried to downplay the severity of his actions, claiming that he would pay back the debt and make things right. But his words fell on deaf ears as my trust in him shattered into a million pieces. The first conflict erupted between us as I lashed out in anger and disbelief. How could he think that a simple apology could erase the damage he had caused? The betrayal cut deep, leaving a scar on our friendship that would never fully heal. As the days passed, the weight of the situation hung over us like a dark cloud. I struggled to come to terms with the fact that someone I had trusted with my life had betrayed me in the worst possible way. Our conversations became strained, filled with awkward silences and tense exchanges. Despite Alex's promises to make amends, I couldn't bring myself to forgive him for what he had done. The betrayal lingered between us, poisoning the air with a sense of resentment and disappointment. Update: the tension between Alex and me continued to escalate, with more secrets and lies coming to light. I discovered that he had been using my identity for other fraudulent activities, further deepening the betrayal. Our friendship was hanging by a thread, the trust between us irreparably damaged. As the fallout from Alex's actions continued to unfold, I found myself grappling with conflicting emotions. Part of me wanted to salvage our friendship, to believe that he was truly sorry for what he had done. But another part of me, a part tainted by betrayal and hurt, couldn't bring myself to trust him again. And so I am left with a question that haunts me to this day. Am I the asshole for confronting my best friend after he stole my identity? The answer remains unclear, lost in a sea of conflicting emotions and shattered trust. As I navigate the aftermath of this betrayal, I can only hope to find some semblance of closure in the chaos that now defines our friendship. The rift between Alex and me only grew wider as the days turned into weeks. Our once close-knit bond had been shattered beyond repair, replaced with a sense of resentment and bitterness that colored every interaction we had. The betrayal of trust weighed heavily on my shoulders, a constant reminder of the pain and hurt that Alex had inflicted upon me. I couldn't shake the feeling of anger that simmered just beneath the surface whenever I was around him. The thought of someone I had considered a brother turning against me in such a profound way gnawed at my sanity. It was like a wound that refused to heal, a scar that marred the memories of our friendship. Despite Alex's attempts to make amends, to show remorse for his actions, I couldn't bring myself to forgive him. The damage had been done, irreversibly altering the dynamic between us. Every word he spoke felt hollow, every promise he made rang false in my ears. Our conversations became strained, filled with unspoken tension and awkwardness. It was as if a shadow loomed over us, casting a pall of distrust that tainted everything we shared. I couldn't escape the feeling of betrayal that lingered in the air whenever we were in each other's presence. Update: as time passed, the strain of our fractured friendship became too much to bear. The once inseparable bond we shared had withered away, replaced by a sense of animosity and distrust. Alex's attempts to make things right fell on deaf ears, as I struggled to come to terms with the magnitude of his betrayal. I made the difficult decision to cut ties with Alex, to sever the connection that had once bound us together. The pain of his deception had etched itself into my heart, leaving a scar that would never fully heal. Our friendship had become a casualty of his actions, a casualty that I was unwilling to overlook or forgive. Conclusion: in the end, the question remains, am I the asshole for confronting my best friend after he stole my identity? The answer, I realize, is not a simple one. While some may argue that I was justified in seeking the truth and standing up for myself, others may view my actions as harsh or unforgiving. But the reality is this: the betrayal of trust runs deep, cutting to the core of what it means to truly know someone. Alex's actions irreparably damaged our friendship, leaving behind a rift that could never be mended. The fallout from his deception lingers like a shadow, casting a pall over the memories we once shared. As I reflect on the events that transpired, I am left with a sense of sadness and regret. The loss of a friendship that once meant the world to me weighs heavily on my heart, a reminder of the price of betrayal. And while I may never fully understand why Alex chose to deceive me in such a profound way, I can only hope to move forward, carrying the lessons learned from this painful experience. In the end, the aftermath of confronting my best friend after he stole my identity leaves us both hating each other, with wounds that may never fully heal. And so, I am left to pick up the shattered pieces of trust and rebuild my life in the wake of his betrayal. Was the op in the wrong? Comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe.